Okay, so now we will see the working of the single acting cylinder by using 4x2 direction control valve. So we will see how this connection are made. So this 4x2 direction control valve, it has two ports. One port is connected to the pressure manifold. Second port T, it is connected to the return manifold. So this is called as a T manifold, because this T manifold, it is connected to the reservoir, and it has two output ports. But as this double direction control valve is connected to the single acting cylinder, so one output port is closed and only one output port is connected to the single acting cylinder. Okay. So this is the connection to the output port of this direction control valve. So it will supply the pressurized oil to the cylinder. Okay. Now P port is the inlet port. So inlet port, it must be connected to the P manifold. So P manifold will supply the pressurized oil to the P port of this direction control valve. So this is the connection. Now this is the return port, it is connected to the T manifold. So now if you activate the solenoid, then pressurized oil will be supplied from the P manifold to the output port, and then it will enter into the cylinder. It will push the piston in the forward stroke. Okay. And when we deactivate this, then because of the spring action, spring force will pull the piston in the retracted position, that is the A minus position. So now we will see the working by activating the solenoid. So this is the forward stroke when we activate this solenoid. If I deactivate this solenoid, then because of the spring action, we will get the return stroke. So in the return stroke, oil from the right side enters into this cable or the flow line, and then it enters into the T. Okay. From the T port, it will enter into the T manifold, and then it will enter into the reservoir. So in this way, it closes the circuit. And this is the return stroke. So now we will see the working of the flow control valve. So basically flow control valve, it is used to control the flow which is given to the actuator. So right now this actuator is the hydraulic motor. So by using this flow control valve, we can change the RPM of this hydraulic motor. Okay. So flow control valve, it is connected usually in the pressure line of the actuator. So this is the pressure line. So this pressure line is connected to the P manifold. So it carries the pressurized oil. So this is complete one pressure line which is connected to the hydraulic motor. Okay. So in this pressure line, we will connect the two-way flow control valve. Okay. So it will control the flow in this pressure line. Then the oil from the motor is then circulated to the T manifold, and then it will enter into the reservoir. Okay. So in this way, it closes the circuit. So with the help of the flow control valve, we can adjust the RPM. So you can observe here. So right now it is rotating at the maximum RPM. So now you can observe the reduction in the RPM. So this is the minimum RPM. So we can maintain the minimum and the maximum RPM with the help of this flow control valve. So again observe the maximum RPM. So right now the flow is maximum, and when we closes this flow control valve, then it will reduce the flow or supply of the pressurized oil to the hydraulic motor. So now we will understand the working of the pressure relief valve. So this is the pressure relief valve. So by adjusting this knob, we can adjust the pressure in the complete circuit. So we can demonstrate with the help of this speed of the motor. So right now you observe, motor is running at the highest RPM. It receives the maximum pressure. Okay. If I release this, then you can observe the reduction in the pressure and reduction in the RPM. So because of the reduction in the pressure, motor speed is dropped. Now if I adjust this and if I increase the pressure in the circuit, then again speed will increase. So when the motor is running at the highest RPM, then pressure in the circuit is the maximum. And if I reduce the pressure, then there is a reduction in the RPM. So this is the use of pressure relief valve. We can adjust the pressure in the circuit to the desired level. So now we will see the working of the sequence valve. So this is the sequence valve. Sequence valve has 3 ports. One is the T port, which is connected to the reservoir or the T manifold. Second port is the pressure port. So pressure port is connected to the P manifold. So pressure port, it will receive the pressurized oil from the P manifold. Okay, and then it has one output port. So this output port, it is connected to the actuator. So right now the actuator selected is the hydraulic motor. So what is the use of this sequence valve? So sequence valve, it is used to build up a sequential circuit. Okay, so here sequential circuit is built up like this. So this is the hydraulic cylinder, that is a double acting cylinder. Okay, so when we get the either A plus stroke or the A minus stroke, then immediately this electric motor, it must start. Okay, so if there is a A plus stroke, then it will start rotating, or there is a A minus stroke, after that immediately it will start rotating. Okay, and in between A plus to A minus, it will stop. So this working or sequence is controlled with the help of this sequence valve. So sequence valve basically, it controls the pressure or it works on the desired pressure. Okay, so pressure here, it is set to the 400 psi. So if the pneumatic circuit has a hydraulic circuit has a 400 psi, then this hydraulic motor, it will start rotating. Okay, and if the pressure drops below the 400 psi, then it will stop rotating. Okay, so you can see the working. So right now this is the A minus position. At the A minus position, the system pressure, it is equal to 400 psi. So you can observe here in the pressure gauge, this is the 400 psi pressure. At this 400 psi pressure, this sequence valve, it will give the output pressure to the hydraulic actuator. So this is the hydraulic motor. Okay, when we activate this hydraulic cylinder for A minus stroke, then suddenly pressure will drop. So you can observe here drop in the pressure. And once it reaches to 400 psi after A plus stroke, then immediately hydraulic motor will start operating. So suppose I change this and piston is moving to the A minus position, then again this pressure will drop and motor will stop. So observe this. So this is the A minus stroke, and once pressure reaches to the 400 psi, then motor will start operating. So now observe A plus stroke, motor has stopped operating, and once again pressure reaches to 400 psi, it will start rotating. So this is the working of the sequence valve.